So today we are going to see the important concepts in our demo, Selenium Webdriver. So let me just open the document. So so below are the topics where I'm going to cover today for training demo, how much core Java is required. So this is a very important topic, and we are going to see Java environment setup. We are going to see the static, non-static methods, and we are going to see importance of interface abstract. We are going to see the introduction to the Selenium automation tool. So I'll be giving you the walkthrough of the seleniumhq.org. And the sixth point is what is a Webdriver means, okay. And the other thing is identifying your objects, web application objects using the Selenium Webdriver, okay. So in this training session, so first of all we are going to see the core Java. So before that, let me just open Selenium official site, seleniumhq.org. So if you just go to this seleniumhq.org, so in this one, just click on my browser, many browsers. So in this many browsers, you can see programming languages and frameworks, right? So in order to learn Selenium, one should know at least one language, whatever the language they want to develop the scripts. So something like C# and Java, they can know Perl, JavaScript, PHP, Python, and Ruby. So these are the languages that Selenium is going to support. So if your application is developed in .NET using a C# language, you can write your code in Java, okay? It doesn't depend on your application, okay? So this is the first point you can remember. So the other things are the frameworks. So you can see down frameworks available. So for C# there is a NUnit framework. For Java there is a JUnit and TestNG. TestNG is an advanced concept. And if you see for Python, they have given unit test, EVA unit, robot framework. And for Ruby they have given RSpec test unit. Okay. So in our training sessions, we are going to see the frameworks also. So I'm going to explain you the TestNG framework, which is an advanced concept. Okay. So before just moving to the training session, let me give you an introduction on core Java concepts. What are the core Java concepts you should know before you start learning the Selenium? Okay. So one should get hands-on knowledge, and if they have the experience, that is well and good, on OOPS concept in core Java. Okay. So they should be more strong on OOPS concept. So in OOPS concept, today we are going to see interface and abstract. But in our training session, I am going to explain you the complete OOPS concept, starting from the basics. Okay. So the next one is a Java environment setup. So before we go into the design our first Java program, let me tell you how to download the Java application, and you should install that. The environment setup is most important in Selenium Webdriver because it's an open source tool, so you can download the softwares on your own and you can set up on your desktop. Okay. So I hope everybody will be having the Java. They can download JDK. You can see JDK versions 7.1. They can go to the Oracle site. So they will be getting an URLs where from there they can download this Java. They can accept license agreement, and based on their system type they can download the JDK version and install in their systems. Okay. So even I'm going to explain you in brief about the Selenium setup, starting from the Java. Okay. This thing I'm going to help you out. Okay. So in my laptop I already have everything set up. Okay. So after installing the Java, so you need an editor in order to write these scripts.
There are
okay.
9 other customers on the call.
Okay. So you need to have an editor. So we are going with an Eclipse editor, so where you can design all your scripts. Okay. So to download the Eclipse, you can just go to the site. Just type download Eclipse. Okay. If you just go to the site Eclipse downloads, or else you can just take this Eclipse IDE for Java EE developer. Okay, we already got this link. So this is the Eclipse IDE we need to download from our software. Okay. So this comes with the 32-bit and 64-bit. So it depends on your system type, operating system, you can download that. Okay. So this is an editor where you can write your scripts. Okay. So after you download everything, like code, Java and the Eclipse, you can just place your Eclipse in your any of your drives like C drive or D drive. So I kept in my C drive. You can see the location, right? I kept in C drive. Okay. So after that, you can just go to the Eclipse folder. You will get the .exe file. So you can just double click on this eclipse.exe file. It will open for you. Okay. So before you click on eclipse.exe, you need to create a workspace. So I'm just creating a workspace for you. So I created like a Selenium demo. Okay. So double click on Eclipse shortcut from your desktop. So this is mandatory, like before you configure your Eclipse, you need to have the Java first. Okay. So once you install the Java, then you start downloading the Eclipse and configure. Configure, like we don't install the Eclipse here, and we don't install anything here. Like Selenium also, we don't install anything. We just configure. We say the word like configure. Okay. So just click on browse button and go to your workspace, the folder. Yeah, this is the folder Selenium demo. Click on OK and OK. So why we are creating a workspace? Like because the workspace is a location where you are going to store all your projects. Okay, I'll show you like how to create the projects. The project will contain packages. So in that packages you will have the number of classes. Okay, all your .java files. So we'll just wait until it loads. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So just click on Java EE perspective. Okay. And just right click on your project explorer and go to projects. Click on Java projects. Click on next. Okay, so you can give any name like. Okay. I'm just giving Selenium training. So it will show you the Java which version you have installed in your system. Okay. Click on next. Click on finish. Okay. Click on next. So in under SRC, we need to create the package. Go to the new, click on packages, click on, give some name. Good Java. in the package, you can just create the class. Okay. So I'm just giving like sample. So in our training sessions, I'm going to explain you in detail about these packages, because packages are going to be very important concepts while you design your frameworks. Okay, I'll tell you about this importance. Okay, in our training sessions. So this is what I have created. Like I created the class file sample. So this is the hierarchy. Like it will have the package name. So under package, it will have the class name. So under class, you will have the main method, that is public static void main. Okay. So to like any class file. So what is a class file? So class file. It's in a blueprint from where you can create different objects. Okay, using this class file, you can create different objects. Okay, so we'll see the importance of this main method in core Java, and we are going to see like the static and non-static methods or functions. Okay, I call it them like the methods. Okay, so first of all, like we'll understand what is this public static void main in Java. Okay, so I think everybody is familiar with the Java virtual machine, right? So if I just right click on this sample.java file and I go to run as, see, I'm getting two options, run on server and Java application. Okay. So if I click on Java application, our script is going to run. Our class file is going to run. Okay. So like the Java virtual machine, it will contain the static methods and the variables. So it will look for the static methods and the variables. Java virtual machine will look for the static methods and variables. Like if you don't have this method, example, I'm just removing this method. Just click on, right click on and run as. You don't get the option Java application. So you can't run this particular class file, okay, .java file. You can't run this file, okay. You should have the main method, because Java virtual machine will look for the static keyword in your class file. So wherever it finds the static keyword, it is going to run this particular file, okay. Not only method, it will look for the variables also, okay. So that's why I say like the static and non-static methods are very important to understand before we proceed to write our Selenium code. Because whatever the code we write in the form of a methods only. Okay. So that's why it is very important. So what I do now is I create one non-static method, public void sum. So this is my main method. Okay. So I can call anything from my main method. Okay. So under main method, I can create a number of functions. Okay. So I just created one non-static method, and I gave like int I equal to 100, int j equal to 200, int k equal to I plus j. So I'm just writing a very simple and sample script. So to print on your console, you need to give system.out.println. Okay, this statement in your Java. Okay, so I just gave like print k value equal to. Okay, so I have written it in my non-static method because I don't have the static keyword over here. Hence, we call this one as a non-static method. Okay. So if you just run, I'm just trying to run this sample script. I go to the run as and click on Java application. Okay, it has run. So it is not showing any output, like, because uh, whatever method we have written is a non-static method. Okay, so whatever thing you want to call, you need to call it in a main method. Okay, so what I now do is I just cut paste in my main method. Okay, so if I run the same code in my main method, it is displaying a value. Okay, that is print k value equal to 300. So if I run the same script in my non-static method, it is not running. It is not. It is running, but it is not displaying any value in the console. Okay. So what? Because thing is that the virtual machine will look for a static method first. Okay. It will look for the static method first, and whatever there in the main method, it is going to execute line by line. Okay, and it is going to print the value in the console. Okay. So I'll write one more non-static method, public. I'll write the static method, public wallet. So this is my non-static method, and this is my static method. So if you want to write any specific static method, you need to give the keyword like public static void the function name. Okay. So under that, I have declared a few variables, local variables. Okay. So we call them like a local variables. Okay, because we are declaring under the functions. Okay. So this is my static method. So if I want to, if what I'll do is I'll just run this particular code. So still it is displaying the main method, right? Main method value, whatever there in the main method value. So first suppose whatever methods like static or non-static methods you are writing, this is a non-static method and this is a static method. Okay. This is the static method. So if you want to call these two methods in your, what is the process like? You need to call it in the main method, that is in public static void main. So what I'll do is I'll try to call the static method first, that is multiple. Okay. Yeah, this is the way you can call the static methods. So I'm just showing. See, it has displayed the multiple value. Okay, it has displayed the multiple value. So, so whatever the static methods you are writing, you can directly call them with their names. Like multiple, you can give the brackets. Okay, so it is going to call directly the static methods because your main method is a static. Okay, just remember this point. Main method is a static, hence you are not creating any objects. Okay. So what about this non-static method? Okay. What about this non-static method? Right. So to run this, to call this particular non-static method, you need to create an object. Okay. So how you create the object? You create the object with a sample. Right. Right. Yeah. So this is a way, this is a statement where you need to write in order to create any object. Okay. So whenever you create an object, the variable like S will contain the static and non-static methods and variables. Okay. Please remember this point. Okay. So this particular variable will contain the static and non-static methods as well as variables. Okay. Will contain the static and non-static. Okay. So both it will contain. So now what we can do is we can directly give like S dot. See, I got the sum. Okay. S dot. Right. So I'm just showing you with the methods. Even you can create the variables like, okay. You can create the variables like how you create the variables. You create the variables under class, that is public static some equal to. Okay. So this is your static variable. Okay. So if you just create like public int which equal to, so this is your non-static variable. Okay, which is a non-static variable, right? So now what I'll do is I'll try to run this sample script. See, it has displayed everything. C has come 2 times because one time we are calling here we are calling, and the same thing. Okay. See that. Yeah, multiple. Here we are calling. Here and here 2 times. So the non-static method you can call directly. Static method you can call directly as well as with the creating object like S dot. If you just give S dot, it will display the static methods. Okay, so this is the way you can create your non-static and static methods, and this is the way you can call them like. Okay. I hope this is very clear for you, like about static and non-static methods. Okay, so we'll move on to the next topic like interface. Okay, so interface is nothing but like if you want to create any interface, just right click on your package, go to the new, go to the interface option. Okay, just click on to that. Okay, so it will ask you to enter the name. Just enter Webdriver. Okay, so I'm just entering a Webdriver. Okay, I'll tell you why I have entered the Webdriver. Okay, so Webdriver is nothing but an interface for me. So whatever methods that are there in the interface are all abstract methods. Okay, so we call the interface as a collection of abstract methods. Okay, which are unimplemented. They are not implemented. We just define the method. Okay, we don't write anything, like we don't write the body of the method. So just we'll check how to create the method. We know how to create a method now. Public void. I'm just taking the same example, some public void multiple. Okay. So I just created 2 methods. Okay. So I'll try to give the body of the method. Okay. You can see like what error it is. See, it has thrown the error. So this is the beauty of the Eclipse. Okay. So you'll get the error message where and there, like wherever like you've done any mistake, it will throw the error message for you. Okay, so that you can rectify them. Like otherwise, like there is an option where like a Java program you can run it on your notepad. Okay, and you can run on your command prompt. Okay, that is the one process. But nowadays everybody is using Eclipse because it is more user friendly for you to understand all your error messages. Okay. So the error message is abstract methods do not specify a body. So it is asking us that you are trying to specify a body, please don't specify the body. Okay. So this is one point in interface. Okay. So it will not allow you to define the body. Okay. And it is telling that abstract method. Okay. Even though I did not declare it as an abstract method here. You can see, right? I just declared like public void sum. Okay. This is a non-static method. This is a non-static method. Okay. Right. Fine. So I just created two methods for your sample, and you can create as many like. Okay. So we just created like a method. We did not define the logic and all inside. Okay. So there might be a thing like how you call them. This is a one thing we should know how to call them, because we just defined the function and it doesn't have the interface, doesn't have the logic, because we did not define the body, right? There is no body. Okay. So it is just a function. So there might be a like thing is that how to give the logic and how to define the body. Okay. So we will see those steps like. Okay. So I'm just going to package and create new. I'm just clicking on class. Okay. And Firefox. I'm just giving Firefox test. Okay. Right. You will get to know like why I'm giving these names, Firefox and Webdriver. Okay. Just hold on. Okay, fine. So we have the interface now, and we have the class now. So we don't have anything out in the interface. We just have only a methods. Okay. So how you implement them like? Okay. So how you write your logic, and these all we are going to see like. Okay. So go to your class file and just give like implements Webdriver. Okay. So your class file, it is telling like it is going to implement your Webdriver. The class file is going to implement the Webdriver. Okay. Okay. So if you just place the mouse on your Firefox task, it is showing like the type Firefox must implement the inherited abstract method Webdriver. Okay. I'm just clicking on add unimplemented methods. So whatever unimplemented methods are there in my Webdriver interface, okay, I have just added them, and it is showing like override. Okay, it is inherited. Okay, all the methods are inherited. So we're going to see in depth in inheritance once we get into the training session. Okay, so don't worry about this override concept now. So just focus on this Firefox class and the Webdriver interface. Okay, so this is very important concept. Okay, so to understand the Selenium Webdriver, one should understand the Java language, how they have implemented in Webdriver. Okay, so similar like Java concepts only, they have implemented it in the Webdriver. Okay. Okay, fine. So we have two unimplemented methods, right? So it is showing like a override. Okay, in your class file, right? In your class file. So now you got the methods which are override, and you can write your logic. I'm just giving like to print. Okay, you can write anything in this system. I'm just printing like print sum. Okay. So for multiple, I will give print. Yes, okay. So in my console, I just want to print this text, like print some method and print multiple method. Okay. So this is how you can write your logic. Okay. You can write your logic here. Logic. Okay. You can write. So the class file is implementing the Webdriver, right? That's what it is showing, right? Public class Firefox implements Webdriver, right? That is the meaning, okay? So, so these are all non-static methods, right? These are all non-static methods. So how you call the non-static methods? You need to create a object for this. Right? This is the way, right? We have seen it in our static and non-static methods. So you can give any name here. I just gave like F. Okay, you can give any name, any variable. Okay. So this F will contain a static and non-static methods and variables, right? So now it should display sum and multiple. If I give like F dot sum, yes, it is displaying F dot multiple. It is displaying. Fine. So what we have done is we had an interface where it is having a sum and multiple methods which are unimplemented, which are abstract methods. Okay. And one more point in interface is that you cannot create an object for the interface. Okay. This is very, very important. Okay. I'll just show you like, okay. Even it is not showing you the main method. Okay. Just observe that it is not showing the main method. Directly it is showing the public interface, your name, interface name, and in this you can write your methods. Okay. So if I just paste mouse over you on this Webdriver, okay, cannot instantiate the type Webdriver, right? So you cannot instantiate the interface. Okay. If that is done, most of your work is done here. Okay. So that is why it is not allowing you. Okay. Just go to your class file. So only the class file can be instantiated. Means you can create the object. Okay, you can create the object for the class file. So that's what in the starting I told, like class will create a different objects. Okay. So these are two methods I'm trying to call. So what I'll do is I'll just run this Firefox test. Okay. Yeah, it is displaying like print sum method, print multiple method, right? So this is what, right? The same message what we have written in our class file, the unimplemented method. Fine. I hope like everybody understood this concept, right? Okay. So because the related thing only I'm going to tell you in the next topic. Okay. So we're going to see the next abstract class. Okay. So I'll just go to the abstract new. You can have the class. I'm just clicking on abstract, giving some name. Yes. Okay. Because in interviews they might be ask you about the difference between the interface and the abstract. So okay. This is my abstract class. You can see the keyword abstract over here. Okay. So what I am doing is I am just creating a static and non-static methods. So what we have created in static and non-static. So I just want to print the text inside this console. Non-static method sum. Okay. So my next method, the static method multiple in abstract class. Okay. So I just give like abstract class because we are creating under an abstract class. Okay. Fine. So these are the two methods. One is a non-static method. The other one is static method. Okay. Fine. So you know the way how to call the static methods. Right? So This is the way, right? Simple. You can just click on this and it will display the print static method multiple in abstract class. So it has printed. Okay. So what about the non-static method? So to call the non-static method, you need to create an object. We'll see whether abstract class will allow you to create the object. So I just give a variable reference. So it is throwing some error, like we'll see that into this. Yeah, cannot instantiate the type abstract because whatever the abstract classes are there, you cannot instantiate them, right? A similar kind of implementation where like the interface is doing, right? So in interface also we are it is not allowing to instantiate, right? So even like abstract classes you cannot instantiate. Okay, you cannot create an object for the abstract class. Okay, please remember this point. Okay. So there might be a process like process where you can call this particular method, right? So because you already written it, it is allowing you to return the non-static method. So there might be a process where you can call your non-static methods, right? So before going to call this non-static method, we'll create one more method, abstract method. Okay. So I'm just creating public abstract white. I just give like abstract. So yeah, though if the abstract method doesn't have the body, okay. So this concept we have seen in the interface, right? If you just go to the remember like interface concept, it is not allowing to write the body, okay. So similar kind of thing it is performing in the abstract. Okay, abstract also have the same implementation. You can just define the abstract methods. Okay, leave it about this non-static and static. You can just write them and you can have the body inside that. Okay, but whereas if you write an abstract method, it will not allow you to write the body. Okay, so you cannot declare the body for the abstract method. Okay, so now we'll see like the non-static method is left and the abstract method. Okay, so we need to call the non-static method and we need to implement this abstract method and we have to call them, right? So to do this one, I'll go to the new class and I'll just create one more class, okay, with main method. Okay. So this is my class, another class. Okay. So in this class, to in Java, there is an inheritance concept like you need to extend the class files. Okay, class that is a yes. Okay. So this concept is nothing but an inheritance concept. Means we are this is a parent class and this is a child class. Okay. So we are just inheriting that. Okay. So you can see like a message it is saying like add unimplemented methods. I just clicked on unimplemented methods. So this is a method, abstract method, where we did not use the body and it is asking us to write the logic inside. Okay. So what I do is I'll just print this also. Print ABS method. So I have written the logic, okay. I have written the logic for the abstract method. So now you can call the non-static and the abstract methods. How to call that? Just create an object for this, okay. So this sum is nothing but a non-static. Yeah, this is a non-static method, right? So if you just run this particular script, see, it is displaying print abstract method and print non-static method. So this is the way you can print all your non-static methods and abstract methods, okay, by using a inheritance concept, okay. Fine. I hope this is very clear for you when you compare with the interface concept and the abstract concept. So abstract concept like a bit similar, but it is a class, hence we are just extending it, okay, and it's an Webdriver is an interface, so we are just implementing that, okay. So that is the only one difference. Okay. Fine. We are almost done with the core Java concept, important concepts in core Java for this demo. Okay. Fine. I'll open seleniumhq.org site now. So this is a official site for seleniumhq.org. So if you just click on projects, it is showing like the Selenium IDE, Selenium Remote Control, Selenium Webdriver, Selenium Grid. So these are all the flavors in the Selenium, okay. So in our training sessions, I'm going to explain you like how this IDE is going to work and how this remote control is going to work. And our main focus will be on Selenium Webdriver and Selenium Grid, okay. Because previously when Selenium is being developed, they have designed it with the IDE, okay. So this will come with an Firefox browser, only with the Firefox. If you just go to the Firefox and download this particular IDE, you can download it from this. Okay, go to the download option. You can click this one. Okay, so it is showing like Selenium IDE. You can directly download. Okay, it is going to install in your Firefox. Okay. So the other one is a Selenium remote control. Actually, this IDE is used for the record and playback. Okay, and coming to the Selenium remote control, in remote control there is an option like to start the server, start and stop the servers. If you want to write the script or if you want to exit the script. Okay, so that is one concept. But whereas in Selenium Webdriver they have overcome everything, they have implemented all the Java concepts like interface concepts, and they have designed a very useful tool. So, but to know Selenium Webdriver, we need to know the core Java concepts, as I said earlier. Okay, and the fourth concept is a Selenium Grid. It's an advanced concept where if you want to run your scripts on multiple browsers. Say for example, you have two machines. If you got two machines, one machine A, okay, and the other machine B, okay, and you have the data in your C machine, okay. See, this is machine, this is a server. Say for example, this is server, okay. You take it as a server. So you want to run your script on A machine. If you want to run scripts on B machine, okay, whether it is a parallel, okay, or sequential order, okay. You can run your scripts in parallel as well as a sequential order, okay, any of this order, okay. You can do that using a Selenium Grid, okay. They have provided you one Selenium server standalone. Using that we can do. I'm going to cover this topic, okay. This will be more interesting in Selenium, okay. So once you split your test cases, either you can split your test cases or simultaneously you can run on both systems. Say for example, you are running your IE9 on A machine, you can run same script on IE10, okay, or and Chrome, okay, any browsers, okay. You need to split your machines according to that, okay. Well, these are the concepts available, like these are the topics in Selenium, like they have given. So we are going to cover mostly with the Selenium Webdriver and the concept. Okay, so to do that, we should have the core Java, as I said earlier, we need to install the core Java, that is Java software in your system, and you should have the core Java knowledge, and you need to download your Eclipse. You need to configure. Configure is nothing but you need to place all your Eclipse folder in your C column and just click on eclipse.exe, and before doing that you need to create a workspace. Okay, so after doing that, to work on Selenium you need to download the Java file. So how you get this one? You will get it under downloads. Just go click on downloads tab, click on this Java downloads. Okay, so if you are working with the Java, you need to click on downloads. Okay, if you are working with C#, you need to have the Visual Studio and you need to download this particular DLLs. Okay, if you are working with Ruby, you need to download according same APIs. Okay, and Python. Okay, and they will be providing you the latest jar files. You can just go this site. This is the official site. Okay, so before we download, because I already downloaded it for you. Okay, I'll show you that folder. So before we go into that, I'll just walk through you the Selenium help. So this is a Java doc. If you just click on this Java doc, if you open the window, so the website window, it is showing a italic text. So whatever italic text it is showing, it is all interfaces, and the normal one is classes. Okay. So this is Webdriver. This is what we want. So just click on Webdriver icon link. It is showing like interface Webdriver. So in your interviews, you can just answer if somebody asks you what is a Webdriver. So most of the people, they give the answer is that Selenium is not like IDE and it has got RC, and the Selenium, it will work on different browsers, it will work on different platforms like Linux, Unix and Windows, everything they say, but they don't say technical word interface. Okay, Selenium is totally developed in the interface concept in Java. Okay, so that's why I say like the OOPS concept is very much important before we get into the Selenium issue. So if you have an very good experience in core Java, you can work, you can understand the Webdriver completely. Okay, and you can design a good scripts. Okay, so under this interface Webdriver, it is showing you the all implemented classes, right? You just remember, right? I created the interface as a Webdriver, and I created the Firefox as my test, that is a class. So whatever these links it is showing in the help are all implemented classes, right? So if you want to work on a Firefox, you need to go with the Firefox driver. If you want to work on Internet Explorer browser, you need to go with the Internet Explorer driver. Okay, similarly like for Chrome, right? And Safari, yeah, they have given it for the Safari also. And we are going to see the in-depth understanding about these concepts while we get into the training sessions. Okay, so I'll explain you like how this HTML unit driver is going to work, and the remote web driver. Okay, this is a very important concept. Okay, so for your knowledge, I'm just showing you this particular site, seleniumhq.org. You can just access this site. Okay, so under this classes, they are showing like method summary. You can see like close, find element, find elements, get current URL, get title, etc., etc. It is showing like the switch to quit. Okay, so these are all the methods. Okay, so now what I do is I'll just go to my Eclipse, and I have downloaded jar files for you. I'll just show you like so these are the jar files. Okay, so it will come with the 2 jar files. Okay, and this is the standalone. okay, and this is the RC1, okay, and these are all the DLLs, okay. So this will be like the jar files, which you need to create one folder, okay, jars folder. You can give any name, okay, just give like jars folder, okay. So you can unzip the Selenium or jar files and keep it in a location, okay. So go to your Eclipse, right click on project, go to properties, go to Java build path, click on libraries tab, click on add external jars, okay. So just go to the jars folder, select all, click open, click on OK, done, okay. So your Selenium configuration is done, okay. So we call this one as a configuration. We don't install anything in Selenium, we just configure, okay. So your configuration is done, and what I do is I'll just go to SRC, I'll create so I created a Selenium demo package. So in fact I'll just create class. So class is a file where you need to write your script, okay. Okay, fine. So this is my class file, okay, where you're supposed to write your script, okay. So to write your script, what you need to do, okay, driver equal to write box. So this is a way you can create your variable object. I'm just creating an object, okay. Just place your mouse over on Webdriver. See, it is asking me to import org.openqa.selenium. Okay, just click on that. So a bit slow, just hold on. Yes. Yeah, I have imported org.openqa for Webdriver, and for Firefox it is asking me to import a Firefox driver, org.openqa selenium.firefox. Okay. So I have just clicked on the error messages. Okay. So this Webdriver is nothing but my reference, right? The variables where it will have the static and non-static methods. Okay, methods in sense my like whatever that are written in a Webdriver, right? Whatever the functions that are written in a Webdriver, right? And which are implemented by the Firefox driver. Just remember this, okay? Because this class file is going to implement your Webdriver methods, okay? So to do that, what I'll do is I'll just go back and I'll click on class. I'll just test, okay, display functions. Okay. So I just created one class file display. Okay. So because we have done Webdriver, right? So what I'll do is implements Webdriver. I hope you are understanding this concept, right? Because why I have written this Webdriver, because we can implement the Webdriver, right? This is my class file. So I'm just implementing the Webdriver. Webdriver, this is a Selenium Webdriver, okay? This is a, I'm getting this Selenium Webdriver because I have just added the jar files related to the Webdriver, okay? Otherwise you will get an error message if you don't configure the jar files and you simply write Selenium implements WebDriver, you'll get an error message because this Java is an case sensitive. Okay, previous in core Java examples I have written in a lowercase everything WebDriver. Okay, and this WebDriver is different. This is related to this Selenium. Okay, so I'm just implementing. I took one class and I'm just implementing the real-time WebDriver interface. Okay, so I'll just place my mouse over you on the class file which I created, and it is telling me to add unimplemented methods. So these methods are there in WebDriver. Okay, so I clicked on okay. Now you can see override. Okay, different methods: close, find element, list, get current URL, get page source, get title, get window handles, manage navigation, fit, okay, switch to. Okay, these are all the methods which are there in the WebDriver. Okay, right. So how you call them, like, okay? So you just create the variable for the this particular, like, just create, give the class name and variable, and you can access this particular variables. Okay, so to understand in depth, I just created the class file and I implemented and showed you like what are all the methods that are available in the WebDriver. Okay, these are all unimplemented methods. So what this Selenium guys have done is they have implemented these methods, like, okay, they have the interface in the WebDriver, all the methods, and they have written the logic in the Firefox driver. Okay, Firefox driver, Internet Explorer driver, Chrome driver, Safari drivers. Okay, so these things we can implement, right? And once you just call this something like display function b equal to and if you click D, you want to quit. This is the function I'm getting. So I get the logic of the quit here. Okay, so my quit is going to work. Okay, so this is all the overall implementation they have done with the WebDriver. Okay, so WebDriver is nothing but an interface. In my interface, I have all the methods. So they have written the logic inside in your Firefox driver. Okay, in your Firefox driver, you have everything like logics for the unimplemented methods. Okay, I hope you got the point. So that's why I'm just giving like WebDriver driver equal to new Firefox driver. So we'll see like what it will open. Let's right click. It should open a blank Firefox browser. Yeah, it has opened. Okay, so yeah, it is still, yeah. So you can see like WebDriver, right? So if it shows the browser shows the WebDriver in your Firefox browser, it means it is related to the WebDriver browser. Okay, and you will have everything new browser. This one will be a different the browser which you have in your laptop. Okay, in your computer. I'll just open the browser which I have in my system. Okay. See, I have many things like, okay, bookmarks. I have Python tutorial and all. Okay, but the WebDriver, which the browser which is opened by the WebDriver doesn't have those bookmarks. Okay, it will not have any bookmarks. Okay, and the other thing will be like other thing is like Firebug. Okay, so I have installed the Firebug. It is not showing any Firebug here. We don't find any bug here. Firebug. Okay, this is completely new. Okay, whatever the Webdriver is working. Okay, so we will cover these kind of concepts in our training sessions going forward. Okay, so I'll explain you in brief like what is this Firebug and Firepath and why these things are not coming in your Webdriver and how to get them like, okay, when you work with your real-time projects. Okay. So yeah, okay, I'll close this browser. Okay. And, this is just an warning message. Okay, so just leave it. Okay, it is not an error message. So the next thing what I'll do is I'll go to the Google. Okay, this is my web application. Okay, this is my web application. Okay, so in my web application, I have different objects. Okay, so this is a very important concept to before we write this script. So I have the text object, I have the buttons, I have the hyperlinks like in the Bengali Telugu. Okay, so I have one image here. Okay, so this is my Chrome browser. Okay, just right click on your object, click on inspect element. Okay, so we'll see like what it will show. Yeah, it is showing us a HTML code. Okay, in the form of a HTML code. That is, for input text box, it is showing input ID equal to value, class, name, type. Okay, so we'll leave it up to here. Okay, type. Okay, so we'll not look into this art of complete and all. Okay. So what is this input means? What is this ID, class name, types? Okay, so we need to understand in depth like before we write the script for the Selenium. Okay, so this input is nothing but a tag name. Okay, so every HTML code will have a tag. Okay, so whatever the text that is starting will be a tag. Okay, for text box it is a input. If you go for an image, it will be a different, like A it will be. Okay, if you go for an image, it will be img. If you go for a button, it will be a BUTT or button. Okay, so it will vary. It will vary from different objects to objects. Okay, so this is a tag name, and after tag name, you will have an ID, class, name, type, etc., etc. Okay, so I'm just taking up to type. I'm not going beyond that. Okay, so what these are all is nothing but an attributes. Okay, so these are all attributes. Attributes in your HTML code. Okay. So we call them an attribute. So each attribute got a value, okay, unique value, okay. Say for example, if you go for an image, it might have an ID, but the value will be different. If you go with a different text, if you go with a Gmail, you have an user ID and password. So user ID will have a different ID value, and the password will have a different ID value, but the tag name will be a common, okay. So I'll explain you in detail going forward in our training sessions about these HTML codes and how to identify them and how to understand them to write this script, because this is a very important. So based on these tags and attributes, HTML code only, you are going to write your script. Okay. So I'll just open my Eclipse. So I have written up to Webdriver driver code new Firefox driver. So what I'll do is I'll move a step forward and I will try to get few functions. Okay, driver dot get. Okay, so driver dot get is a method which will load your URLs. Okay, so you see this method, right? This is the method we have written, okay? So which is there in a WebDriver and implemented by the Firefox, okay? Just remember that point, okay? So this says like load a new web page in your current browser window, okay? So you need to understand all these methods, okay? So in our training session, I'm going to explain you all the methods that are there in the WebDriver, okay, which we will be using often, okay? So I have loaded that, and what I'll do is I'll write WebDriver dot. So how you identify elements in Selenium is you need to identify with a find element. Okay, there is a function find element, find elements. I'm going to explain you in the training sessions difference between this, and we'll go with the find element first. Okay, so driver dot find element. I just clicked on OK, and it is showing me to enter the arguments first. Okay, so what I do is I click by dot. Okay, if I click by dot, it is showing me like class name, CSS selector, ID, link text, name, partial link text, tag name, text path. Okay, so we call this one as a locators in Selenium. Okay, these are all locators in Selenium. You remember this tag name, right? I talked this tag name in this one, like here. Right? This is the input is a tag name, right? So the similar way, the Selenium also having a tag name. Okay, so if you want to identify your object with a tag name, you have to give by dot tag name. Okay, and you have to give the what is the tag name of the like this one. Okay, okay. So if you want to identify your object with ID, you have to give by dot ID, and in this brackets you have to, in double quotes, you have to enter the ID. Okay, means you will be entering this particular value. Okay, this particular value you will be entering for the text box to test the text box. Okay, this particular thing. Okay, to test the text box, you will enter the ID equal to GQBQFQ. Okay. Sometimes what happens is that this value will be varying. Okay, it's dynamically it will be changing. Okay, we'll see those concepts also. Okay, in our training sessions. So I'll just go to the double click, Control C, Control V. Yeah, done. Okay, so I'll type dot. So how you pass the values with the send keys? Okay. Testing Selenium. So I want to search a Selenium hp.org. Okay. So this is my driver dot. This is driver instance. My Firefox driver dot find element by dot ID, and I'm passing a value. I'm getting it from my HTML code for text box. Okay, and I'm typing dot send keys. So send keys is a method which will be used to pass the values. Okay, so I'm just passing like seleniumhq.org. Okay, so it will search for the seleniumhq.org. It will enter this particular text. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll right click on this and click on Java applications. So usually the Firefox will take more time to compare to other browsers. So I'm just waiting for the browser to be loaded.